I'm Tish and welcome back to my YouTube channel Auto Social UK. Now I'm going to get just a little bit controversial here. The Nissan Qashqai was always a car that I thought was just a little bit overrated. It was a great family car that offered plenty of usable space, but I just thought it was a little bit cheap inside. I didn't particularly like the exterior, and I also thought that there were better driving cars on the market. But there's no doubt that every time we had one of these cars come into stock, it would sell within a couple of days. They were really sought after, and I always kind of struggled to understand why. However, the new 2021 Nissan Qashqai is a completely different story. Now, spoiler alert, I really like this car. So if you want to see the rest of the video, then please make sure you keep watching. And if you like new car reviews and car content, then please make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Okay, so let's talk about the exterior changes of the Nissan Qashqai. It now has a much sleeker, more stylish design than before. The Nissan Qashqai had been out for many years with not many changes, so it really did need a refresh, and I think they've done an excellent job. I can imagine they've been working on it a while, but well done Nissan. This personally to me looks fantastic. You've got these really nice C-shaped style headlights, you've got the nice sleek grille with this new sleek smooth Nissan badge, which is set in quite a nice gloss black grille on this top spec model. One of my favourite things about the exterior of the Nissan Qashqai is also just the little bit of branding along here. Now it is super simple, but I think this looks really stylish, and I like that it's wearing the badge with pride. Now it's very easy to feel smitten by this top spec model, but actually the bottom spec Nissan Qashqai doesn't even get alloy wheels. Though I wouldn't be surprised if they sell hardly any of those out of dealerships, and they mainly go for the next spec up. If you go for the Techna trims, you get 19-inch alloy wheels. And then on this Techna Plus model, you get 20s, which look amazing, but they do compromise the ride a little. Well done Nissan for not giving in to the fake tailpipe trend. The back of the Nissan Qashqai does have some of this lighter style silver plastic at the bottom, which isn't too offending, but down there you haven't got any of those false tailpipes, which I'm happy to see. For the first time, the Nissan Qashqai now comes with the option of a powered tailgate. The Qashqai's boot isn't one of the heaviest on the market, so I don't feel like this is essential, but it's definitely a nice thing to have. The Qashqai's boot remains, as ever, very practical. You get a nice wide opening and also a flush boot floor, which means that you can lift things in and out pretty simply. You also still get this split boot floor. The rear doors of the Nissan Qashqai open up at an 85-degree angle, which is fantastic. Great for filming, but more importantly, it's really good for loading things into the back of the car, like sleepy children or child seats. You don't have to navigate your way around the rear doors. Once in the back here, space is really good. You could happily sit 3 adults side by side. You've got plenty of knee space. If you are in the middle, there's actually quite a low transmission tunnel, so you don't really have to sit your knees up too high, which is brilliant, especially for a petrol car. It's almost as good as in electric equivalents. Now you have got a rear armrest, however there's no tab, so you kind of have to jam your fingers in there to pull it out. There's also nothing to hold your cups in place, which is a little bit of a shame. So you wouldn't want to pop a hot coffee in the back here, because if you turned a tight corner, you might lose your coffee cup. But it's decent enough for kids' drinks and anything that wouldn't be too much of an issue if it's spilt. You've got a USB and a USB-C charging port, so the Nissan Qashqai is pretty future-proof. You're still able to use your USB charging port at the moment, and then as everything changes over to USB-C, it's fitted with one of those as well. Inside the Nissan Qashqai is just as stylish as the exterior. A lot of the hard plastics that you got in the previous model have now been replaced by some squidgy, softer materials, which are really nice to see. In this top spec model, you have got these super nice, soft, diamond stitched leather seats, which feel really high quality. On this top spec model, it gets absolutely everything you might need. In fact, I'm struggling to think of anything it doesn't have. It's got a panoramic sunroof, I've got full leather interior, which is electric, heated, and has memory function and massage seats, which is insane. I've also got a heated steering wheel, a heated front windscreen. I've got pretty much every bit of tech that you'd want, including automatic lights, automatic wipers, automatic high beam. I've got a 360-degree camera. I've got a heads-up display. It really is absolutely jam-packed. If I had one criticism, it would be this contrasting blue leather. I'm not a huge fan. I would have much preferred this to be all one colour, or maybe even a dark grey. I think the blue kind of clashes slightly, but I do think it's been accentuated by these studio lights. I love the fact that there's no gloss black, other than of course on the main infotainment screen and a little bit on these dials. But other than that, the centre console has this really nice kind of brushed hard wearing material, and you also have the similar detail which is just below the dash here, and I absolutely love that, and I think other manufacturers need to take note. Both of the screens in this car are really clear and easy to use, but I would go as far as to say they're just a tad boring. I feel that the graphics used on this centre screen here could be brighter. You've kind of got a grey with a black detailing, which is fine, and it does look quite smart, but I would have rather seen some crisper, brighter graphics. And as you can see, Nissan have always been really good with their 360-degree cameras, and you also get them standard on quite a lot of their cars across the trim levels. Here it's really clear and easy to use. Something that I've noticed recently with a lot of cars is that the steering wheel tends to be quite cluttered. The good thing about the Nissan steering wheel is it's nice and large, and those buttons are easy to use without knocking other ones. Plus, unlike some of the Volkswagen products, they're physical as well. So when you press them, you know exactly what you've pressed. To help improve the agility of the Nissan Qashqai, Nissan have actually reduced its weight by 60 kilograms, which is really impressive considering this car feels a lot larger. And they've done that by making the bonnet and the side wings out of aluminium, and they've also got a composite tailgate. Overall, they've done a very good job. It's reduced a lot of the body roll in corners. However, there are still other rivals which are more agile. Nissan have completely redesigned the power steering for the Nissan Qashqai to give it a better feel and response. However, though the car is now much more settled on the road, it's still not particularly engaging. The Nissan Qashqai never really has been engaging. If you wanted a drive like that, then you're probably better opting for one of the Seats. However, the Nissan Qashqai is very good at doing what it was supposed to do, and that's keeping all of the occupants safe and comfortable. Those safety equipment systems are really good, and these seats are super comfortable. All 5 passengers could sit in the Qashqai happily on a long journey. This 156 brake horsepower model feels just about plucky enough, and it will get the Nissan Qashqai from 0 to 60 in around 9.5 seconds, which isn't too bad for a car of this size. You can choose from a 1.3 litre engine with either 138 brake horsepower or 156 brake horsepower, and both of those are mild hybrids. Now, something that really annoys me is the fact that they use the Dig T kind of terminology with the Nissan Qashqai. In fact, nowhere online could I see exactly what size engine is in each car. Yes, I understand that it should more be about brake horsepower, 138 and 156. But if you don't know too much about cars, come on Nissan, I want to know what size engine is in my Nissan Qashqai. Don't just tell me it's a Dig T. Thanks to the fact that all of the Nissan Qashqais are now mild hybrids, they're really super quiet. It has a really calm and composed ride on the road, which I really love. Also really economical. So on a trip of around 186 miles since the last refuel, one, I've still got half a tank left, and also it's averaging around 45 miles per gallon, which is really good out of petrol. Safety has always been a big deal for Nissan, and the new Qashqai continues that trend. The high-tech ProPilot safety tech is available, and it has a feature which is advanced type of autonomous cruise control that will slow the car down or stop and move away again in busy motorway traffic. I really like the fact that Nissan put their camera button on the physical buttons along the bottom of the infotainment screen, because this means that if you're sitting in traffic and you'd like to see how close you are to the cars beside you or how close you're getting to the curb, you can quickly click the map button, and at low speeds this will bring up your 360-degree camera. The previous model got a lot of stick for its drive. However, Nissan seemed to have ironed out a lot of those problems. It's now far more settled on the road. Okay, it's not quite as direct as some of its other rivals, but it's a huge improvement. And when you take into consideration all of the technology that you get and just how comfortable and practical this car is, it ticks almost every box. The latest generation of Nissan Qashqai continues to be a really practical family car, absolutely packed full of technology. And plus, I now think it's got style on its side as well. But I don't know, what do you prefer? The old Nissan Qashqai, or do you like its new looks? Let me know in the comments below. The only thing I would find is that with this top spec Techno Plus model, it is then getting into more prestige car brand territories. And is there something else that you would choose over the Nissan Qashqai if it came down to price? Please let me know. If you've enjoyed this video today, please go ahead and give it a massive thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, bye!